Can you begin by telling us what happened, why this particular horrific rape on a moving bus has sparked so much outcry in India?
It's difficult to understand exactly why this particular case struck such a chord, because there have been so many other incidents. Of course, this incident was particularly graphic violence, but there have been other terrible incidents as well, including incidents in Delhi. But I think it was a cumulative effect, an accumulated feeling of anger and outrage at the impunity enjoyed by perpetrators of sexual violence and at the imposed insecurity, at the restrictions that insecurity imposes on women. And it all burst out in this, perhaps because this young woman was doing something so normal. She boarded a bus to go home after watching a film with her friend. And I think that somehow struck such a huge chord, because everyone identified with her and felt that in their own situation, Delhi has a huge number of young people coming to study, coming to do a variety of courses, or coming to work in a number of casualized, contractualized jobs, insecure jobs. And I think they all felt a deep connection with this nameless person. You mentioned her name, the name that has been used for her, but I think that's just a name, a tag that was used by a couple of newspapers. But for many people, she was nameless, and they choose to refer to her without her name, without seeking to know her name, or without seeking to personalize her by giving her some other name. Because I think she was, in a sense, every woman, and she could have been any of them.
Could you talk also about the response of major leaders in the country, and to what degree that had an impact on the size and the continuation of the protests?
Yes, I think that the governments in India, in the states as well as at the central government, and the police and the entire machinery of law enforcement are used to responding with great apathy and indifference to the entire issue of violence against women. And sexual violence in particular has always been greeted. Virtually every case is greeted with a chorus of victim blaming, not just from voices in society, but from people in authority. It's a routine response from the police, and there are politicians across the board who have indulged in rape culture remarks. And I think that in this case also, the apathy and indifference and the refusal to take responsibility and be accountable to what happened to this young woman, because it was deeply felt that this bus was a private bus which had violated multiple rules and regulations, and yet it was being allowed to run amok on Delhi streets, picking up passengers, robbing them, or indulging in violence against women. And the police knew of its existence. They maintained a diary. The police, the traffic authorities in Delhi maintained a diary. This bus was traced through a diary which maintains records of bribes taken from private bus owners and so on. And that is how they traced this bus. So it goes to show that they knew this bus was plying. They knew this bus had no business to be on the streets in this way. They knew it was violating, it was behaving it had gone rogue, and yet they were taking bribes and allowing it to ply. So I think all that accumulated. Since then, what has added fuel to the fire is remarks, for instance, like the member of parliament from the ruling party, the son of India's president. He made a remark about the protesters. He said, oh, these are dented and painted women, and these are not real students. I know what students are like. These are people who go to discotheques. These are beautiful, pretty, pretty women. And we should not take them seriously because their protest is just something fashionable. And similarly, there was another leader
Kavita,
from the ruling party
we
in the
actually
state of
have
Andhra
a secret.
Pradesh
We
who
actually
said
have a
that-
secret recording of a policeman speaking. I want to turn to an expose by Tehelka, the
Yes.
New Delhi-based online weekly news magazine. In April, the magazine's reporters secretly recorded conversations with 30 Delhi police officers who blamed women for being raped. The police named everything from fashionable clothes to having boyfriends to visiting bars to drinking alcohol to working alongside men as justifications for the rapes. Here's what one police officer was secretly recorded saying about a rape victim.
If a girl asks for a birthday party and is alone with 2 or 3 boys and sees that they are drinking, she knows what is likely to happen. When she herself goes for such a party, she can't complain of rape. How can you call it rape when she is sitting there drinking with them?